Hello, Scentsy family. My name is Malin Bowles. I am a director for the team We Plead Innocent. You may have seen me around and on some pages and doing some training. My fellow director is Katrina. And I wanted to talk about how I balance my life and my family. So, if somebody was to ask you what your day looks like, what would it sound like? Because I know if somebody asked me, I might overwhelm them a bit. Because I'm gonna say, well, okay, so today is Monday. I'm gonna open up my calendar. So Monday, I work Monday to Friday, 8 until 5. But I show up to work for 7 because I work in Halifax and it's easier to get there. Between 7:30, I guess. I only get a 30-minute break at lunch. It's a constant. I'm an automotive mechanic. I am a licensed Red Seal across Canada, and so it's busy. I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. I am constantly on the move. I average about 10,000 steps a day. I get 30 minutes for my lunch, which involves me gobbling it down. Um, Usually get off work at 5. Mind you, no break at all. I get off work at 5, and then sometimes I have deliveries depending on how busy it is. And then I usually get home around 6, 7 o'clock, and we eat supper. I usually have a bath because I am drenched in whatever fluids I was working on that day. And usually I am pooped and in bed by like 9:30 and I am falling asleep by like 10:30. And then I get up and do it all over again. Also throw in there sometimes hanging out with friends. I don't have any kids, but I do have 5 cats and our roommate has a chinchilla. So as much as you're like, no kids, you don't really get it. Okay, you try having 5 cats and cleaning all the fur off the couch, the hairballs, the kitty litters you have to do every day, and try and squeeze all of that in. Um, but what I wanted to say is every life is different. We also have a house, so just in general, house upkeep, house maintenance, house cleaning. You know how it goes, right? It's a busy day, and then I also work every second Saturday at my full-time job. And then I have Sundays off. Sundays are like my family days. They are my me days. They're my self-care days. You will very rarely see me doing work on Sundays. But I want to mention to you how busy my life is, and I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm still like doing pretty freaking awesome running a team of 200 ladies and gents. Like that is a huge accomplishment for me. But the biggest thing is I learned how to balance my life and my family with Scentsy. If you want this, you have to learn how to balance it yourself. And I'm gonna be the bearer of bad news right now. I'm gonna give you tips on things that work for me, but they're not guaranteed to work for you because we all live different lives, we all have different ways, we all have different needs on what we need for self-care and time off and just you time, me time is what we call it. But I definitely wanted to talk about how I have learned how to cope because I know what Scentsy has done for me. Know the extra potential, extra income, and it is absolutely huge in my life. Um, Biggest tip is always find 30 minutes a day. And you're like, I don't even know when I'm going to brush my teeth, let alone work Scentsy. Okay, so here's things and ideas what you can do. So take advantage of the time you do have. So I have learned how to do my follow-ups when I'm on the go. And I will get my husband to drive, especially if we're going up to my parents' camp, which is like an hour drive. I have learned to do my follow-ups on the go and I've discussed it with him and I physically communicated with him that I need time so I can enjoy having a weekend away. Do you mind driving so I can get caught up on my messages and do my follow up? And usually every time he goes, yeah, sounds great because he knows he'll have more of my attention and I'll be able to focus and actually enjoy myself because I'm not going to be stressing that I haven't heard from somebody. I'm the type like I want to hear when somebody gets their order because I want to make sure that they didn't like nothing got wrong, a bulb didn't blow up. I want to make sure everything's right. Or when it's time for them to order again, I want to make sure I'm not just disappearing on them because I will literally have anxiety thinking I'm the worst consultant in the world. Um, and honestly, finding a follow up system, it took me 5 years to get a follow-up system that actually worked. But the key is don't give up. There was months when I didn't do a follow-up, and I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm gonna be completely honest here. Um, but and like I would do follow up like once a month, and then it kind of got into like every 2 months. And then when the new catalog came out, but I finally learned my system, and it took a lot of trial and error. So don't get upset if the first thing you try doesn't work out, because I guarantee you, you keep trying and you're gonna get it. Okay, so another thing I do is I get to work early. So I kind of mentioned before I work 8 to 5, but I work in Halifax, so I have to cross the bridge every day. So I actually get to work early and I have access to internet in my car from where I park at my building. So I do all my scheduling posts then. So I'm sitting there, I'm eating my breakfast, having a coffee, and I'll schedule my Facebook posts. And if you've never scheduled your Facebook posts, it's gonna be an absolute game changer. And I have like the 45 minutes in my car to do this, and I'm usually done within 15 minutes, and then I have the whole week ahead of me. Even getting there early, I can answer messages from the night before. I do have a cutoff time. Um, I force myself to stop answering messages after 9 p.m. That includes my team, my customers, because honestly, the time span of me sleeping and turning off my electronics. Well, I don't really turn them off. Like we all know, we all know that you're gonna scroll through Facebook or scroll through Instagram, like and read the morning news and stuff, see what drama you missed out on. Um, but I I learned to cut that boundary because it turned me off. So it made me sit down and watch TV. It made me relax. It made me enjoy if like friends came over or something, and people got to know that I didn't answer after 9 p.m. But I would answer in the morning when I did have a chance. So really 8 hours overnight, unless it's month end, which even then month end never save anything to the last minute. And it's wax and warmers. People didn't die. So I get to work early. But throughout the day, when I do get messages or questions or somebody comments on a post, I screenshot it. I take a screenshot. So say I post like a wax bundle and somebody comments on it, I want it. I don't have time to answer them right now, but I do set limits so that way they know when I am going to answer. So I'll actually comment saying, "Yeah, sure thing. I'm currently at work right now, but I will message you after work." And I will screenshot it. So the next chance I have when I get off work, I go through my screenshots and I go, "Oh yes, I got a message so and so." um, I found this was the best way for me to remember. And this way, like, not even just remember, but it made me reliable. So when I told somebody, I am going to message you at this date, this time, I did it. Um, Also, I set limits if I have a really busy week. Or especially if a team member asks me for like training content, or if somebody asks me for a warranty item, say this is at like 5 o'clock on a Friday, I know I'm going up to my parents' camp, or I'm going to a hotel room, or I'm having people over. I don't tell them, yeah, I'll do that. I will actually set a limit and I will say, yep, I can sure help you with that. I will tell them that I am getting home from work tonight and I do have company coming over. It's going to be a tad bit busy, but I'm not going to forget about you. You will hear from me by Sunday. And I'm telling them this on Friday because that gives me the 2 extra days to come through and actually make it reliable. And people come back with reliability because they like if they're gonna ask a question and I don't get back to them in like 3 to 5 days, and they haven't even heard from me to let them know like what was going on, why I'm so busy, and they see me posting on Facebook and talking to other people, they're gonna be like, they don't want my business, right? But then this way it also helps you not stress. Also with screenshots, I take if like somebody wants an order or a question or anything I need to remember later on in my day. Another key thing I do too for balancing family and life is I always do the thing I don't want to do first. My biggest thing is usually doing warranty items, which recently I found the most, like, I don't know why I haven't been doing it before, but I hated doing warranty items because I hate talking on the phone. I hate it. As much as people are like, oh, well, practice makes perfect. No, I have hated it all my life. I hate phone calls. Only call me if you are dying. Don't do that though, because that's usually probably why I panic. But I don't like phone calls unless like I'm talking to like my husband and I want a quick answer or something, right? Um, so I do the thing I don't want to do first, which would be like make the phone call, or I have older clientele that they would like me to call them to help them answer questions. And that takes a lot out of me. And but if I do other things and putter around, next thing I know, it's 9 o'clock, and I'm going, oh, it's my bedtime. Gonna turn off my devices. Gonna put everything on nighttime mode so nothing comes through. And then I just postpone it to the next day and the next day and the next day. I am the type I like to rip the band-aid off. Just get it done. Just get it done. Um, One other thing too, me and my husband have done is we had the talk about how important Scentsy is in my life, and my heart breaks for you if you are in a household where your companionship relationship doesn't have that same feelings. I have heard some horror stories on not not like bad ones, but just unsupportive spouses. Um, but I found a lot in the situations was how many businesses have you done that haven't worked out? Um, and like I'm not saying or like how many things have you said you're gonna do, but it didn't work out. And I'm not ragging on if you do more than one business or anything, but I am saying that you gotta prove your trustworthiness on it. And you gotta show them that you can do this and you can show them what Scentsy has done for the family. Like it got to a point where I was like opening up my emails with my paycheck and like my jaw would drop and I would show it to Jesse and be like, remember this month when I asked for help finally? I was like, look at what it did. And I like showed him my phone. I was like, look at what it did for us and our family. I was like, that paycheck isn't just mine. I was like, since you helped out, you get this too. Like, this is our vacation fund. This is our oil, like our heat for the winter. This is our food on the table. Like, this money is life changing. And like, when, like, leading above getting those paychecks, it's amazing. It's incredible. It's jaw-dropping that this is actually my real life. And the biggest thing is that I want you guys to realize that this is your real life too. And definitely showing like I taught my husband how to place orders. I showed him what PRV was because guess what? If I could teach him, I can teach anybody new that's coming to my team. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I don't mean that in like a, you know, um, but I mean it as that was my practice, right? It helped me grow confident in what I was talking about, especially when he got it. I was like, I'm a great teacher, right? And that was definitely the practice. But guess what else that helped with? When it's limited time offers and I can't get to my computer, he can help me. If I need a report pulled up on my workstation and I don't have access to it, or say something's not working on my phone and I need it right now, he can help me. And it just helps take that load off and he understand like he can see what I even do. Like for the most part, they only see all the stuff that comes in the door and they go, really? More stuff? But this changes it from a hobby into an actual business. And from just a business to a family business. Um, Now, don't get me wrong. I am human and I forget to do things. And it happens. Or you have the blah days and you're like, I don't even have the will to get out of bed. But the key is to find things you enjoy to do. For myself, I love making Happy Mail. Happy Mail is letter like a lot of my front line or those I am your sponsor or media director. They've received Happy Mail from me. I do a 500 PRV a month club because 500 PRV a month is huge, 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 huge. And I want to reward that because 500 PRV is the minimum PRV you need for a leadership status every month to get paid at title. Because Scentsy wants to make sure that you're not just recruiting a bunch of people and you're not helping them out and you're not doing your business anything and you're just putting your feet up on the table while everybody else does the work for you. 500 is the magical number. Um, and it does take practice. Say, there's definitely videos prior to this on how to get PRV. Definitely recommend on checking it out for a boost. Um, but yeah, no, Happy Meal. And if you're sitting there going, I never received any Happy Meal, don't wait for somebody who's your sponsor or director. Start doing it yourself. Start doing it with your team. Start doing it with your customers. There's so many different things you could do. I like what brings me joy about it is I like going shopping for the supplies. I like picking out cute little note cards. I like doing the handwritten notes. I even like writing out my address and other people's addresses. Like at Christmas time when you're writing out Christmas cards, I thrive off of it, right? So it makes me happy, and it makes me want to spread that joy to other people. And you can start doing this too with your team and your customers. Um, like an idea is you can do a birthday of the month club. You can do just little notes. You can send something to your downline for reaching certified, lead, star, shooting star, sensational start. Even if they like you give them a challenge, like ask them what they might be struggling with, and that way you're not sitting there going, I have no idea what to do to give them some happy mail. Ask them, and if they make it that month, perfect. You just supported their goals, which in turn is going to support your goals. Another thing I like to do is I like to make samples. I find it very relaxing. I will put on TV in the background and I will sit there and I will make samples. I actually just borrowed some molds from Katrina because I have a wedding coming up. They wanted some Scentsy wax samples, which is cool. I'm gonna make it all themed. Their theme is love above the ocean, so I got the hearts and the seashells, and I'm actually giving them to them as their wedding gift, and they're gonna give them to all their guests. And guess what? I'm gonna meet new people from it. But it's something I enjoy, and I treat it like a craft. I just find it really fun, and I also enjoy getting supplies to make my orders cute. Like I go like going out and getting the bags and the tissue paper, and you guys have probably seen me post in the Weebly Innocent group of monthly mystery boxes that I make. Like I did What's the Scoop, where it was like all ice cream themed, and then I did Tropic Like It's Hot, which is all like flamingos and pineapples, and yeah, no, I have a fantastic time doing it. Um, but I want to go back. I think I kind of skipped when I talked about calling in for warranties. So this was an absolute game changer in time wise. Have you ever heard of a ticket? So I've heard of it, but I've never done it before until recently. So when you contact consultant support, there's three ways. You got phone number, which they're actually amazing to talk to in person. I just hate the phone. Number two, you have online chat. It's not always available. It always depends on availability. So if it's really busy, they shut it down so they can get through the people they have. It also has different times, but it is very fast, and 99% of the time you can get an immediate answer, and it's great. But the problem is sometimes like you might be number two in line, and it takes them a minute to jump on for your turn to chat back and forth. And when a lot of the times I might have only a 30-minute break at work and I'm like squeezing this in to get it done before I get home because I hate doing it. Um, or like I just got home, supper's almost ready. I'm not gonna sit there and wait for the chat to pop out. Like if my husband says food's ready, I'm going. Like my stomach's like screaming, "Let's go, woman, let's go! It's hungry. We need to feed these thick thighs." Um, um, and then there's number three, which is a ticket, which is like mind blowing. So a ticket, you can submit it. So usually with a warranty item, they will ask for the old order number if you have it. If it was a gift, you can just say it was a gift, what the warmer was, and what was wrong with it. And then they will ask for the old warmer back, or they will tell you to throw out whatever part is damaged, and they will mail a new one. I get everything mailed straight to the customer. So I don't see it. I don't worry about it. It leaves the facility and I check with them 2 weeks later to make sure they got it. Same with if they have to return something, I ask for their email so I can, like, Scentsy sends the shipping label straight to them. Um, because honestly, like there's some people that aren't local, and a lot of people have printers and boxes and other things they can get rid of. Like it doesn't have to be fancy to pack it up. And this saves me so much time because it's a free service. So if you want a brand new spanking $79 warmer, most people are gonna go and ship it and send it out themselves. Nothing I gotta worry about. So I send all this information in on one single ticket. There's even like categories to say like what you want to do, and there is a warranty replacement category. So I can type it out, send it off, and it's done. They will send a confirmation when it does go through. The downside with tickets is it can take 2 to 3 business days for them to answer you, but consultant support is normally not open on the weekends. So, and for some reason, everybody's warmers always break on a Friday evening before you're about to go away for the summer or have company over or go for dinner, date night, whatever, kids' weekend, whatever. So this way, I don't have to screenshot and remember to do this on Monday, which is then 3 days later, and then it makes it a slower process. I go on my computer or my phone and I submit the ticket, all the information I need, and I get the information from the customer saying, perfect, this is what will probably happen. I get their shipping address and their email, and I tell them I'll let them know when I hear something. And usually, what happens is Monday morning around 11 a.m., I get a confirmation back from Scentsy saying, yes, throw the part or keep the part. Or if it was they want the part back, we sent a return label to this email address you provided us, and when it's confirmed that it gets scanned in, they will send it to the address you sent for the shipping. And voila, it's done. And it literally took me a text message amount of time to do this. And I didn't even have to remember to do it. And it's already done. And I showed confidence in me as a consultant because I actually got something done, but also reliability too, because I got it done. So tickets were like absolutely mind blowing, absolutely amazing. Um, One other thing I want to talk about is I use voice chat a lot for Messenger, especially to talk about training, or I ask people if they want to know what the next step is, how to become a lead consultant. And voice chat, honestly, I can speak way many words a minute than I can to type them. I'm not a slow typer, but just I can say it faster than I can think and type it. And I find when I type it, I get in my head and then I reread it like 17 times. And then it just took me like 10 minutes to send this one message that's like a longer message than it would have been for me just to say it. And for even the person on the other end to take that time and read it. It's helped me tremendously. So I hope one of these ideas resonates with you. Especially like balancing life and family and Scentsy life is really, really hard. And it's hard to get the swing of things. But the biggest thing is to practice. Start looking like look at what your schedule is in a week. Are you taking your child to Girl Guides or karate and you're sitting in the car waiting for them for an hour? What are you doing in that hour? Are you reading a book to help develop yourself? Or honestly, are you scrolling on Facebook anyway, so you might as well make some money? Um, when you're driving and your husband drives or your wife drives, what are you doing? Are you sitting there and watching the road? Or honestly, are you scrolling on your phone? Because you might as well make some money. If you're already posting on social media, you might as well be that business, be that face, be that influencer with Scentsy. Um, what else can I do? Swimming lessons if you go. Even waiting in line in the grocery store, I have utilized on Saturdays when it's like packed and you're like, oh dear Lord, I'm going to be standing in this line for 20 minutes. I reset what I just thought and I went, I'm going to be waiting in line for 20 minutes. I got 2 feet and a heartbeat. I can chill here and lean against my cart and I can get my follow ups and my messages done. So that way, tomorrow, I have the whole day off and I don't even have to worry about doing Scentsy because I already have my parties booked. I already have them all scheduled. I already had my recruiting talk for the week. The biggest thing is to set your own limits and your own boundaries. However, don't set them too much that you limit yourself from greater potential. Because honestly, if you're stuck the way you are and you're not happy, what are you going to do to change it? All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and I hope you're enjoying the training content this week. Me and Katrina put a lot of thought and effort into it. Questions we have had over the summer and for people who are feeling lost. So we really hope this is helping you. And if you ever need somebody to reach out to or ever feel lost yourself and don't even know where to start, feel free to message me on Facebook. I'm not scary at all. Add me as a friend. And we'll work together and we'll help you through it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You have guys have a good one.